Imagine driving across the endless flat plains of Kansas. Nothing but golden wheat as far as the eye can see. Now, picture this. One morning in 1935, an entire town of over 400 people simply ceased to exist overnight. Not burnt down, not evacuated, not destroyed, just gone. This is the story of Havenwood, Kansas, a town that vanished so completely, most maps today pretend it was never there. The year was 1935. The Dust Bowl was choking the life out of the Midwest. Havenwood was a tiny dot on the map, about 30 miles west of Hutchinson. 412 souls, 87 houses, one schoolhouse, one white church with a steeple that could be seen for miles, one general store run by old Mr. Whitaker. Life was hard, but people were holding on. July 17th started like any other scorching summer day. Kids were playing baseball in the dirt street. Farmers were fixing fences. A traveling salesman named Earl Grayson pulled his black Ford into town around 5 p.m. for gasoline and a cold drink. He wrote in his logbook, "Friendly folk. Little girl sold me lemonade for a nickel. Name on the sign, Havenwood. Leaving at 6:42 p.m. Earl waved goodbye, turned east, and disappeared over the horizon. That was the last confirmed sighting of Havenwood, ever. The next morning, July 18th, Earl came back the exact same route. He knew these roads like the back of his hand, but when he reached the spot where Havenwood should have been, there was nothing. No houses, no church steeple, no water tower. Just endless wheat swaying in the wind. Wheat that looked fully mature, as if it had been growing untouched for 20 years. Even the dirt road that led into town was gone, replaced by a seamless field. Earl stopped his car, got out, and stood there in shock. He shouted. No answer. He walked into the field calling names he remembered from the day before. Nothing. Only the town sign remained, half buried in the dirt, paint cracked and peeling, letters barely readable. Havenwood, Pop 412. The wooden post looked 50 years old. Word spread fast. By noon, people from neighboring towns arrived. They brought shovels. They dug where houses should have been. Nothing. No foundations, no cellar holes, no wells, not even a single nail. As if the earth had swallowed the town and healed itself overnight. State police came, then federal agents. They interviewed Earl for days. They measured the field. They took soil samples. The official report, later buried in classified files, contained only 8 terrifying words. No evidence the town ever existed at this location. But the evidence kept appearing. Slowly, over decades. In 1936, a farmer 40 miles north plowed up a child's metal lunchbox. Inside was a bologna sandwich wrapped in wax paper and a class photo dated July 17, 1935. Every child in the picture was smiling. The teacher's name written on the back, Miss Evelyn Carter. The bread was dry, but perfectly preserved. No mold, no insects. Like time had simply stopped inside that lunchbox. In 1948, a group of teenagers sneaking beers in the same field claimed they saw lights flickering in the distance for exactly 7 minutes. When they walked toward them, the lights vanished. They found fresh footprints in the dirt, children's barefoot prints, leading nowhere. In 1952, a crop duster pilot named Harold McAllister flew over the coordinates at dusk. He radioed the tower in panic. He said, "I see a town down there. Houses, streets, people walking. My God, there are people." The tower told him to circle back and take photos. When he did, The town was gone again. Only empty field. Harold quit flying the next week. He never spoke of it again. In 1973, a university team brought ground-penetrating radar. They found something impossible. Faint rectangular outlines exactly where houses should have been, but 30 feet underground. As if the entire town had been dropped straight down, perfectly preserved under a layer of soil that grew over it like nothing happened. And every year, on July 17th at sunset, people who know about the place park their cars on the side of the road and wait. They say, if you stand perfectly still, you can hear it. Children laughing, a church bell ringing once, the faint sound of a woman calling, "Supper's ready." And for exactly 30 seconds, the air smells like fresh cornbread and coffee. Then the wind shifts, and it's gone. The government file is still classified to this day. The only physical remnant is that weathered sign, now kept in a locked room at the Kansas State Historical Society. Visitors aren't allowed to touch it, because every year, on July 18th morning, caretakers find a fresh, small handprint on the dust on the glass case. A child's handprint. And no one has opened that case since 1941. So if you ever find yourself driving across Kansas on a quiet summer night, and you see a faded sign half covered in wheat, or you smell cornbread on the breeze, or you hear a little girl's voice offering lemonade for a nickel, floor it. Because Havenwood doesn't take visitors anymore. It takes residents. And once you're in, you don't come back.